You are watching Channel Adrian TV.
Yo YouTube, welcome back to another reaction video. This deals with the Warriors, and remember on the last video I did, it was the before the meeting with Cyrus and the Riffs, speaking to all the gangs of New York. Now, as I continue with this series, is going to go into each depth of each gang and how they started. And right now, we're starting with the origins of the Baseball Furies. If you remember from the video, the gang who wore their baseball uniforms as their gang colors, and they had the face paint. And I know y'all all remember that scene of them running, which is one of the memorable scenes from this movie. So the reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, I want to show more about me, and plus, Warriors is one of my favorite movies, and I think this dope what the YouTuber Real Reels is doing, using the storyline of the original Warriors and adding a different spin to it, because I know a lot of Warrior fans like myself wish the movie would have done more like what he's doing, showing the origins. Now, of course, this is fiction and has nothing to do with the original movie, but I do enjoy it, and I thought it was something dope to react to, especially for all of my Warriors fans. So let's get into the video.
They didn't speak. They didn't run. They didn't need to.
I love seeing that Ferris wheel in the beginning.
Warriors, moving like ghosts. They stalk the streets with bats in hand and nightmares in their wake. You know the legend from the Warriors, but what if I told you they weren't just street punks in pinstripes? What if the Baseball Furies were born from something darker?
Okay.
This is their origin.
Man, and I need to review the game too, because I remember playing the game with my friend and beating it a long time ago. Oh, there they go.
Maybe we better take off.
They didn't speak. They didn't need to. A team of silent face paint.
I don't know if y'all ever been in New York, like early in the morning. I will probably, if I could find a picture, I'll put a picture up when I went to go to New York and with some friends and visit some friends. It could be eerie, like around 3 or 4 in the morning, and you gotta keep your head on the swivel depending on where you're at. So when I think about that scene, yeah, I think we'd be it wouldn't have took me a minute. I would have been ran.
Forcers in pinstripes, stalking the streets with bats and unspoken violence. The Baseball Furies weren't just a gang. They were a myth, a nightmare, an art piece soaked in blood. But where did they come from? Who were they before the war? What if the Furies weren't just baseball-obsessed mimes, but something much darker? Welcome to the origin of the Baseball Furies.
Look.
And hopefully this gets enough recognition to where the Warriors become rebooted. And this is the scene I'm talking about.
New York City, 1974.
New York.
The Bronx was unraveling. The NYPD was deep in the Serpico scandal. Youth violence exploded. And the minor league baseball franchise, Hudson Hitmen, had just folded after a heroin scandal involving the team manager.
Bang.
Several teenage bat boys, ballpark workers, and even some players, like the enigmatic Slug, were left angry, broke, and adrift. Slug, once a shortstop with a shot at the majors, watched his dreams vanish when the league collapsed under corruption. Rather than disappear, he turned his heartbreak into fury, inspired by glam rock aesthetics.
So that would explain why the Furies had the face paint. Now keep in mind, this is creators' rendition of it. So if people who watch the Warrior movies like me saying none of this is true, yeah, this is just a creator playing off the so-called world of the Warriors. But that's why I said that's why I like it. And I liked how he's tying in. You see Kiss on the wall. You saw Kiss poster by his baseball locker before the league folded. So I think it's dope how he's tying everything into the story, even though if it wasn't made by the original director. Or writer, I should say.
In the raw fury of early punk, he painted his face like a warrior and formed a crew of former players, misfits, and twisted artists.
Okay, so that's where he got the people from.
By 1976, the Furies were born. Code of the Furies, no speech during ops, no guns.
1976. Okay.
Uniformity, precision, theatricality. They became something else. Not just a gang, a performance, a threat, a walking hallucination. By 77, the Furies were legends in the underground. They rarely spoke.
That would be a dope picture.
They
If you're a
dressed the
Yankees
same.
fan, to put in
They
your
moved
house,
like
a room,
dancers.
that would
The
be a
streets
dope
said they
picture.
were failed athletes. Some whispered they were ex-cons. Others claimed they were theater kids who snapped. The truth, a mix of all three. Their influence? They were inspired by kabuki theater, silent films, and New York punk scene, CBGB regulars. Face paint became ritualistic, a mask to bury trauma and fear. Members took on names like Knuckle, Ace, Foul Ball, and Switch. Their turf? Claimed Riverside Park and parts of 72nd Street, known for eerie appearances, popping up at games, protests, even funerals. Carried bats like...
See, the fact that they're tying all this in is dope. And it kind of reminds me of the movie The Gangs of New York with the Mad Hatter and, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio and them. So that's why I said this is super dope. And for some of you who are saying, you know, well, Adrian, if that was me, I'll just shoot them with my gun. They got a bat, I got a gun. Of course, I'm a win. Remember, this is New York. In New York, those gun laws are different. And honestly, even if I got a gun on me, if I see like 5 people with a bat, my point is to avoid conflict, not go to it.
They didn't run the streets, they haunted them. But as their influence grew, so did tension with traditional gangs, like the Turnbull ACs and the Boppers.
Turnbull ACs. Now, if you remember in the first video when I didn't remember the bull symbol, that's a Turnbull ACs. See, like I said, this is dope how they're tying in the Turnbull ACs and the Boppers, a gang that I haven't got to, but we definitely will.
Who saw the Furies as performance art, not power. In 1978, Slug made his first and only known statement. You laugh because you think it's theater. We swing bats. The show's real.
Oh, that's dope. He said, you laugh because you think it's theater, but we swing bats. Short, to the point, profound. I like it.
Van Cortlandt Park, 1979. When Cyrus called the summit, the Furies were the only gang to arrive early. They stood in formation, no words. Their presence was enough. Cyrus respected them, saw them as enforcers of discipline.
And it's dope how they tie in Cyrus and the Riffs.
True believer of order. He even hinted at naming them part of the new law system post-unification. But then, the bullet came. The dream died. Chaos erupted. The Furies didn't scatter. They waited for the word. When it never came, they went rogue. And when the Warriors ran through Riverside, the Furies struck. Slug's philosophy was clear. Unity failed. Now we swing alone. The Warriors escaped. But the myth of the Furies only grew. By 1980, Slug vanished. Rumors say he left New York. Others claim he was killed in a street duel with a gang in Queens.
See, and that's dope how they're showing the end of the gang too. The leader Slug and what happened.
Up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
The Baseball Furies weren't just a gang. They were a myth, a message, a performance piece soaked in violence and silence. And long after the war, their legend still echoes through the streets. But what do you think? Were the Furies misunderstood prophets of discipline or just ghosts in grease paint? Let us know in the comments. And if you've got your own theory about their origin, we want to hear it. This is Real Reels, where alternate timelines, deep dives, and the lost stories of pop culture come back to life. So if you ride with the street-level truth and cinematic what-ifs, hit like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who knows the street.
This is so dope, man.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Oh, my bad. Press it early. For the origin of the Baseball Furies. Like I said, it's dope how they're breaking each gang down to the beginning and to the end and what happened to them and how it's all intermingled. Like them getting the beef with Turbo ACs and the Boppers, Cyrus looking to them because of how they had unison and they were respected because they were good fighters and they were silent. Overall dope. I'm still going to continue this series. And just in case if you're wondering, where are the reaction videos when to dating? Those are coming. Remember, I got the NFL Top 100. I have all these different videos. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because y'all know I'm into everything. I have a lot of interest. So I don't get offended if you don't want to watch the NFL Top 100. I don't get offended if you don't want to watch my morning motivation videos. My thing is to just put out this content, and the people who like it and gravitate to it will. If you want sports reaction videos, sneaker reviews on favorite movies like this, or you know, any type of video you want me to react to, just hit me up. If it's a dope video, I definitely react to it. But you get anything and everything at Channel Adrian TV.